and they won a front line for the Sivir and the Rise, so they're going to go for the Ornn instead. So that counter pick kind of feels like, yeah, the Ornn does well into the Rumble, but at the same time,
you know, ornaments eventually will be relevant. They don't need to be the ones who make the aggressive plays early. Doctom's not going to enjoy this.
Yeah, trying to take a trade here. Is it a bait, though? King in a lot of trouble. 3 guys show up. He drops an equalizer and says, well, I'm dead. Doesn't even bother to flash. He's like, yeah, I overextended. You got me.
Oh, and just based on the fact that Lehens was like, well, I couldn't quite get that kill on a BDD. We want to force something. Speaking of Lehens.
Yeah, I don't really know why he's still here. He is going to flash. And I suppose just trying to keep his Rumble alive, but now he's in a bit of trouble. He's able to hook onto the wall, but the knockup comes in from the Alistair, flashed away by Kingen. He's trying to turn this fight around as he says, I'm not able to get out of here. Lehens nearly dies. He will die here very shortly, as really the question is who gets the kill. And it will be the Sivir after all, so pretty huge that Duckdom able to pick up 2 kills.
At least Calyx is able to realize this is never going to...
That's a couple of plays in a row as well, where BDD's making plays on the Rise. He's getting his team into position. He's being proactive. And, you know, to be honest, if this were solo queue and Calyx is just sitting mid getting 4 plates...
The only way Calyx can stop that is to just stop him from getting into a realm warp, right? But they're getting a lot back. Like these trades, you know, they got so many plates mid. They're going to be able to get this turret bottom here as well. It's first turret for Nongshim as well. That's big. You know, I mean, that's what's keeping the gold in their favor despite these picks going against them. They're going to commit here as well.
They're going to heal up the minions with the redemption as in comes Perfect, just trying to clear the wave. And yeah, he's like, well, I should not have done that. I am going to try to just flash away and survive. So inner turret goes over to Nongshim. BDD get the one in top, but here's the Rift Herald going into mid, so KT get a mid outer, which feels very good for their side. BDD not really in threat here against a Rumble. Can just realm warp away very easily. And we get a second threat charge, yeah. As they're getting another turret. At least Nongshim, I like how they're kind of roaming around the map.
In exchange, but they're keeping this game really even. The Aphelios is starting to come online. As you can see, Geo is on the last ends of this Severum ammo. Bit of a Rumble versus Ornn.
Yeah, they're going to try to chase this with the Wukong on the way. Perfect does not have his flash, and that's what they're calling for. He tries to dash away, but this is way too much damage, especially because he doesn't have all that much armor, so the Wukong also just shreds. Meanwhile, Calyx trying to survive down here. We got a TP trying to help out. That's from the Alistair. Nice dodge from Calyx, and even in a redemption. Maybe looking to turn this one around as the fight is getting close. But BDD just says, nope, I'm getting out. So Chemtech Soul. And
well, we can't get Dragon. We don't have inner turret. They have the Sivir push. We'll just make a play topside on the flashless Ornn. And just put BDD in the side lane and force Nongshim to come to you. As they are coming to him, but he's just going to be able to TP out.
Yeah, I think if anyone starts the Otacon, it should be Nongshim. But again, they don't even need to either, as now we get the engage coming on in. That's a Wukong a bit caught out of position. Gideon by himself, just burning down as a bit of damage comes in, a bit of AoE, but they have redemption, which seems to be the item of choice. Very nice knock up here from Perfect, though. They're looking for a bit more. The Realm Warp gets the Alistair in. The flash is perfect from Peter. Gets on top of 2 of them, and KT, they set up the fight. Nongshim getting caught out in the river.
Yeah, Geo trying to look for the ult there, trying to maximize damage. Pops the Ghost. As Kingen may also, for greeting for this wave, be punished. Looks like it's not going to happen. But they went for the play for pushing BDD bottom side. Then he knows, okay, they're rotating down. He realm warps over the top of them, gets away, or sorry, TPs over the top of them, gets away, and then they can collapse on the jungler who was then trying to catch
a level ahead, but he's also got an extra level plus a bit more on Calyx. So BDD very far ahead here. Little engage. Lehens, I said earlier that he was playing very measured. I think a little bit of that went out the window after the last fight as he gets caught out for basically no reason here. As now Calyx trying to clear the wave. He's going to get caught for free. And now a play into the backline as Geo does survive, but it really does feel like Nongshim are not taking KT seriously, and they're getting caught out here in this
game.
Big
For me, it was like, wow, you know, every Legend group game is one-sided, except like the games we had yesterday with T1 and Hanwha, sure, and a one-sided ending, so to speak, but yeah, he's seen on these words, by the way. But like, it's not over, and there's still a soon-to-be IE holding Geo in this game, but Lehens is dead again, I think, I fear.
Looks like it. I mean, it's so hard to get away from the Rise. at this point in time. As nope, the slow comes in. Lehens, no, not the disengage cone, please. As yeah, he is going to get away with the disengage cone for now. Although Lehens does get his redemption, and yeah, he gets away because that cone was there this time.
Yeah. Good luck, Nongshim. I was going to say you might just have to defend Baron, but said they're going to look for a fight here. And look at the setup here for KT, it's just so clean.
Yeah, I like this. They're gonna look for the pick. They have so much damage out of the Sivir right now, it's insane. And essentially just a zoning ultimate gonna keep them away. And they kept Cuz and BDD on this objective the entire time. Perfect is very tanky. They're trying to do a bit of damage to him, but the Baron is going away. And Gideon's gotta get in. He's got the flash, but he gets knocked away by Cuz, and he will not be getting into the pit at all. Perfect still alive until the end of the fight. Gyu, he's just desperate at this point, gets stunned up, does a bit of damage, has so many chakrams, doesn't matter, he's alone against everybody. And now the Realm Orb on top of it is Calyx. He's seeing nightmares, he's seeing the trauma from before. And at least, you know, he'll do a little bit of damage. But KT, a massive win in this fight.
The problem is not choke point, it's always going to be a losing scenario. They decide to go for the Baron, and it just ends up being them essentially getting routed there as they end up losing the Baron on top of it. KT, have Peter a bit overextended?
Yeah, he is going to have to pop that ult. And it's just Chemtexol on the board here. Gideon does have his flash, but Nongshim, they want to take the fight after the case. As now with Chemtexol, they're so tanky, but they are going to be able to take out BDD at least. As KT looking to try to take this one 4v5, and it looks like they should be able to. As Zeus just zoned away entirely by the Ornn, not able to chew through all this tankiness. And it's a triple for the Omega Fed Sivir that is Duckdom.
I think Nongshim are really going to be kicking themselves for some of the fights and a Rumble that are kind of combo-based in what they do in team fights. You don't have consistent damage, and they just kind of fall apart. And that, I think, is really the beginning of the end here.
For this series, if Nongshim can't turn it around as the engage cone from the Sivir. As yeah, look at that damage. He's just so fed at this point. Like, Lehens does not exist.
Yeah, he's almost full build.
BDD probably.
And obviously, like, you know, it's pretty known that BDD is my favorite player, but I think he actually...
Oh, no, the Realm Orb to find you.
It's BDD.
Yeah, it's just another one. You know, like, the game is over right now, but it doesn't matter. It's like another box checked for the BDD column. Just now, nice little engage, and KT just looking to end this one. And using their gigantic wallets, their safes of cash that are in the bank, and just plopping them on the heads of Nongshim. That's going to be game number one, going to KT.
Bombard, I mean, his stats indicate that as much across. He has played, I have to do math to figure this out. He has played...
Yeah, I thought I heard a flash. Yeah, that's a flash out of the Annie. And now a second one as well.
At least level 1, ladies and gentlemen. Well coordinated. Calyx is kind of smashing this lane, by the way.
All right, we're just diving the mid lane turret. The flash comes in from Gideon. That's first blood going over to Calyx already. And Cuz is a level 4 Skarner. And so he doesn't really get to do anything. A very nice...
Earlier level 1. And Perfect thinks it's a 1v1. It's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not. The Dominus comes through, and immediately he knows, as spotted is Lehens. The control ward comes down, and eventually he just flashes away. He wanted to go in, but he wanted to play it very safe and make sure he did not die. Chains coming down, level 6 here for Gyu. Ton of damage coming in the 1v1. He is there, and another flash burned by a KT member. Now, Peter trying to set this one up. We don't have an Impale. The Heartbreaker over the wall is going to get Gideon to safety.
Yeah, it doesn't have flash, but has his ult, so he can get away here. KT get nothing in return. This is an unfortunate start to this game here for KT. It's not a lead that...
Enough control to go a little bit more aggressive on the objectives. Like, yeah, they got 3 grubs, but that's about it. They haven't really touched any of the turrets yet.
There's an Impale combo. And they just like, nah, let's just keep the variants out. Lehens, let's keep the variants out, yeah.
Keep the variants out, Lehens. Yeah, he's gonna get knocked up. He's super dead. He doesn't have his flash. Very close to getting it back, actually, but not the case. It is going to be Gyu getting a plate mid, so it's not the end of the... But that's essentially been it. As now we're going to get a fight up here on the top side, though. BDD taking a huge amount of damage, has to flash away. The Cocoon going to sail wide, actually, but it doesn't matter. Gideon gets in, And now the chain's going to hit the Skarner. Peter not really able to help out here.
Yeah, I don't know if Cuz was really willing to go in on that with Duckdom not having ult, not being there just yet. Wouldn't have been able to impact the play if he goes in further there. Doesn't get chained, maybe he gets chained later and is really hating himself as Peter's on a ward. He instantly scries after that. Damn, he got me. This is looking like the more this game goes on, the tougher it gets for KT. Now this is an overextension for Jew.
Yep, he is isolated. He's alone. There's nobody around to help him. Oh, nice flash, though. He is trying to make something out of his mistake because on the run, and the arrow's going to miss. Meanwhile, in mid, getting pretty low. Peter trying to set it up. BDD going in very deep to try to force that kill. It's not quite going to happen, as now we got shots moving in on the Lehens, and he's going to be the sacrifice for his team, it looks like. They give the kill over to BDD, as KT, they finally strike back.
King will get a turret here in exchange. It looks like it's going to be first brick as well, which will be feats of strength for them. So that actually ends up being pretty good in terms of trade. Still, victim here as they're all just trying to save their jungler. But jump to this dragon. It's up in 45 seconds. We're not going to watch you overextend. I think that one doesn't really need much explanation. And like right now, KT still behind 3,500 gold. They do not have flash for their Annie.
Oh, here we go again. I mean, Lehen's just going to get caught out once again here on the Elise. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Calix was trying to get a split push going, and instead I think he is going to be split apart here by Perfect eventually. I mean, stun comes through, and yeah, especially with the Hollowed Radiance, you're not doing anything against Renekton. So 2 kills
in the bottom lane, and there's no attempt to get Dragon Prio while Lehens is trying to get some vision. You kind of have to do that together. And we'll get this dragon regardless here. This is going to be Ocean Soul. So you said the chances were high. Well, we low rolled again.
Yeah, it's not half bad, but we do have the follow-up here, as that is pretty half bad. Kingen going to get impaled and taken down. Gideon by himself is going to have to heartbreak of the wall.
It's like Nongshim forgot how to group as 5. They're like, okay, we got lane prio. You're not going to win that fight without the rest of your team who's not there because they're in mid. And a little bit perplexed.
Not again. Not again, Lehens. Okay, he's going to get rooted up. And maybe he repels into the sky, as now Perfect in a bit of trouble. Has this Dominus up. Do they have the damage is the question. The answer is absolutely not. He just walks it off.
Got away. So that's a big win for Nongshim, who still have a lead in this game. It doesn't feel like it sometimes with how some of these skirmishes angle is a little bit risky. BDD does have TP. Perfect has TP as well. They're trying to force KT out of position. There's no impale here for Cuz.
Yeah, they want to get Perfect's TP if possible. BDD is in mid, and so can just kind of follow the Galio if he needs be. As now we got Duckdom walking up to the Ambessa, just eviscerated immediately. And not respecting Kingen, that's for sure. Now we got a TP coming through. The chain's going to be Mikhail's, as that was actually the item choice here for Peter, not the redemption in this game. Makes sense. He's now trying to face check, trying to see if they're doing the Otacon. Might be a punish, but a massive Timbers over the wall. This is going to catch 3, and the impale on top of it too is huge here for KT. But Jew is still alive, and so is Kingen. And that initial burst is gone from the side of KT. Peter trying to fight up against a Varus is very funny. And it will be Nongshim who take this fight in the end.
Now they're going to get a bunch of Control Ward gold here as well. Just moments before in the top lane, that damage was sorely missed after a great combo from BDD's Tibbers and Impale. There's just no damage. And Kingen is just like, well, just going to dash through. They can't stop me. And Gio is then able to just free hit.
All right, trying to set up something once again. Nice Heartbreaker away. But they get the root down, and once again getting assassinated by the Ambessa. Peter gonna go down. It's Cuz trying desperately to peel for his AD carry, but Duckdom's already out, and now it's Cuz. The sacrifice potentially here, as he does kind of scamper away, but they already lost Peter. So big map potential here for the side of Nongshim.
And that's a turret down. Map potential unlocked, as you say, and they're going to look for this inner. Ooh, almost getting a stop there onto Duckdom. Might have actually been the end of his life. Calix had flash. Cuz is just going to drive through a wall. It's so weird that Skarner could just kind of go through walls. It looks so weird with his model. It feels natural when you're playing it, but when you watch it, sometimes you're like, that's a little weird. Calix? He has flash. Like I said, he's fine.
calculated. He's like, I don't need
At least
that.
when the rest of your team is nearby and you have full vision. Yeah, a little bit too much up. Too much up. Not sure.
Very too much up. Okay, lands. It's fine. It's fine.
He's baiting them.
He's baiting. It actually works. Not too much up. It's going to be a big win here for Noshim. And the Heartbreaker of the wall means that Cuz goes down. 2 kills here for Noshim. They're looking at the Baron.
All right, Lehens, I misjudged you. I was familiar with your game, but I thought that was like that I was a little bit too familiar with your game right there. But no, Peter also on a control ward, and Cocoon exists still.
Yeah, it's tanky enough that those two aren't going to do enough, at least.
Try to deny BDD's entry here.
Doesn't look like Peter's got Smite available. Otherwise, I think he would have swapped already, as he's got the heal on his flash. So that's the answer to my question. Yeah, just the Baron to the side of Noshim.
I think that's going to grab this inner turret with the Baron buff. And the gold lead it's been pretty hefty, but now it's insurmountable. It's 9,000, the wallets are heavy, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
And
maybe
way too much up.
Maybe they get lands here. We do have the Tibbers, but
actually he's fine.
Comes down. And yeah, meanwhile, the rest of the team is pushing. It's kind of like a 2-2-1 style push, something we don't see very often, but it is happening. Taking mid inhibitor, taking bot inhibitor seems to be the play. And KT are just kind of sitting back. I mean, they can't really do anything about it.
They don't have a great flank ward. Like if the Noshim players weren't that far up, maybe the control ward on the bottom side there could be used for BDD to try to flank, but he doesn't have his ult. Like, just isn't really an angle here. He's going to have to sit back and try to defend here and accept that your inhibitors are going to be cracked.
All right, they're trying to go for the play now, but the knockaway of the Viego is pretty big. Doesn't matter, though. I think they still win 4v5. The taunt onto everybody is gigantic from Calyx. Nice and pale. But yeah, they just don't have the damage here, KT, to try to do anything. He does get his revenge onto Kingen, at least, does Duckdom, but not going to revenge this Nexus, not right now. Perfect, though, trying to frontline. We'll see what he can do. Still holding on to their Nexus turret. As Perfect moving forward. Desperation at play here for the side of KT. It's not quite going to work out, as Noshim will be taking this game number 2, and we will have a series on our hands.
Noshim for the Camille, as well as just, it's really easy to Hextech ultimatum somebody, and then as they finally get out, like, maybe I get away here, then they get pillared, and
talked to Pony about it in the break as well. He was not too happy about it not being picked.
As Perfect is in danger.
All right, yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. The Trundle getting to work early as, oh no, what's going on here, Kingen? He's going to be forced to flash out. It's still a kill.
They certainly could get a successful kill here. All about that Valkyrie timing.
Yep, they want to look for Gio, as he's going to flash over 1, is able to get away from the second, and now Cuz is taking the damage from the turret, gives the free kill and double buff over to Gio, and the dive is a disaster.
Yeah, almost Valkyrie, so he just W's away, has flash. I mean, it's really well played by Gio, but I just didn't really feel very confident about that dive working against a Corki, and it didn't.
All right, they're trying to delay the back here as Lehen's trying to get in there. Gideon now on the bottom side. Gio is going to tank this one up, actually. There's a little bit of a failure in terms of tanking the turret, but still Noshim able to get the 1 kill. Deny some of the CS away from Duckdom on top of it all.
Cuz is not in a position to cross map here, so this ends up being pretty good for Noshim. Pretty unfortunate that Duckdom gets a kill back, but at the end of the day, that was a really... Yeah, he just has Valkyrie locked already. Not sure.
Oh, the Bard stun.
Bard stun is good, but like it wasn't even Dragon right now. Okay, it's a full health plate, so we'll get some of it. And you know, that's the end of that. Dragon goes over to KT, and yes, sure what that XP chart was supposed to show. I think it's that Peter's really far behind in levels. Oh!
Outplayed. Duckdom says actually level 6 ahead of Gideon's level 5, even though Gideon did get 2 kills. Cuz has been farming better.
Does have his ult here. There's a lot of good targets.
Cuz is going to smite that one down. And now all of a sudden Gideon's in a lot of trouble. He's alone. He's dead. He flashes and dies anyway to the auto of Duckdom. And now it's a disaster to the side of Noshim.
Yeah, it's 3 grubs here. And, I mean, available for Sion. Duckdom predicting. Yep, got him.
Pass to the face, he is going to have to flash away. Meanwhile, we saw actually, Jonah Strong was trying to highlight Calyx losing his flash in mid.
Yeah.
And it looks like BDD maybe was able to pressure him out. Not sure what happened there. BDD still has his ult, and now Gideon, no flash for him. He's dead, as Perfect is also looking to get into the party.
Like, look at the bottom lane. Those games where the bottom laners haven't gone mid for a while, because BD's just happy to say, well, I kind of win this super hard right now. I have so much power with the roaming support, because Duckdom doesn't need anybody's help!
Oh, he should not be stepping up to this guy. Duckdom is just styling on him. As now Gideon is here. There's the subjugate. We'll see if they've got enough damage into Perfect. Should be. As now Perfect just going to go ahead and move over towards the wave so he can try to farm it. As, yeah, Ju's dead. He's very dead. And we've seen this before. 3 deaths rather, very early on for Ju in this game as well.
It's just completely focused. But almost kills him with the True Shot Barrage. He had flash too, by the way. Ju did not. So if the True Shot Barrage is like 10 damage off, Duckdom flashes and kills him. He has barrier also, by the way. Like, rare miss from BDD.
Yeah.
Or a good dodge from Calyx, whichever way you want to put it.
Well, actually trying to get in there and punish. He's going to knock him straight into the arms of Gideon, who hugs him with his teeth, actually, instead. Because on the run here, it's Chemtech's ult, by the way. We got an ult down from Lehens, trying to lock this one up. Stun goes in onto Cuz, but it's only the Trundle. Not sure if they have the damage. They should have the damage for Peter, who says, get down, Mr. President, cuz I've got this.
That was really risky there from Nongshim, to be honest. Like, sorry, Ju, I mean, you lost. I'm going to have to do something else elsewhere. Kingen is now the target.
Temper Fate is ready here for Lehens, as we're just going in on a Gideon. Not necessarily the best idea, but we do have TP coming in. Kingen now trying to lock down that back line. There's the Temper Fate, gonna lock down the Azir. Perfect though, a big slam on that front line, and now the damage from Duckdom comes in as he joins the fight. And it is broken up here big time for Nongshim. Should get the disengage cone is Gideon, but Duckdom's got other ideas. And meanwhile, they want to dive here onto this guy as, oh, Calyx able to just kind of thread the needle there and not get knocked off the wall. So
Lucky!
Lucky Mickey!
Sometimes you take those! I got it! And then it's really hard here to actually re-engage with the lack of damage at this point. The shuffle here, or the shove rather, from BDD is fantastic as well after Kingen goes in. We have another fight here though in live.
Yeah, trying to make a play onto this Rift Herald, but immediately Nongshim are regretting that decision. As this time True Shot Barrage not going to hit anything. Feels like the first time this game, or maybe the second. Bit of damage comes in. It's just going to come down to the Smite as it does go the way of the Jarvan. It's a bit of an early one from the side of Nongshim. Bit of damage into Perfect already. Lehens has to flash out, and here comes Duckdom over the wall. Gets the snipe down, but pays for it.
They need that eye.
Yeah, they're going to get it, just barely, as the barrier comes in, and now potentially a chance here for Nongshim to take this fight as they're going to pick up the 1 kill, but now the rest of KT comes in. Super low on health. They don't care, and they will clean up here up against Nongshim. Gideon just has to run away a little bit. And maybe trying to set up a Talia wall, but here comes Perfect, just saying, the banana brush is mine. It is ours.
But they have Trundle on the other side, Valdez. How can he walk up like that?
Well, not quite in
BDD is
to do anything about it.
BDD is like ready to go in. They're like, oh, they're not even going to fight. Nice attempt to delay this. Cool, cool.
Okay. So, not going to slam it into the Tempered Fate. And now he's going to be able to get a second charge elsewhere.
Yeah, now they also don't have Tempered Fate for this fight, but I don't think they're going to take the fight. And this is going to be the bottom turret going down.
Oh, no!
Right? Right? Perfect!
Oh, no.
Surely on the next wave. I mean, like, everybody's on
Harmonic complete.
Yeah, there you go. Masamune to Muramana. Took him a minute. He was trying to hit as many Qs as he could, as this TP will defend this top turret. And this starts to
die over and over.
Hold on.
Exit the game afterwards.
if they subjugate that Sion, maybe. No, he's just gonna walk away. I don't. It's one of my pet peeves that, like, teams will never pick Sion when Trundle is
The
up.
idea that it is started up, but I don't know how you really get in. And KT are just poking them down. I mean, Duckdom is frontlining right now, saying you're not allowed to enter. We do have the flank still coming in from the side of Kingen. Lehens is over the wall. They just die there. We have the stun and the wall coming down. As they turn on the Kingen, the Temper Fate not really going to do all too much. Kingen just going to go down. Meanwhile, on the right side, Perfect is taken out.
Subjugated.
Subjugated. That he was. Meanwhile, Gideon trying to get in this pit. It might just come down to the turn. And it's massive from the side of Peter. Doesn't even need to do much else after that. Just gets the 3-man. Roots them all down, and the rest of the team is there with their wallets to knock down the pins.
I mean, like, that fight was just...
We did it, basically. Yeah, it's kind of desperate, but you had to. You had to go through that choke, because Len's, so, okay, just dead. Not the first time.
It's a Bard.
Won't be the last.
Yeah.
Just Bard things.
Yeah.
Looks like.
He looks... Maybe he's just ready to start a new one.
Yeah. I mean, his streak on Bard isn't broken.
No,
so.
that's true. Very true.
He's like, I guess you can't quite do it like I can.
That's some bounty gold. King got him away. Blast cone away.
Actually going to take a bit of damage from that. Looks like Kingen's in some trouble. Gideon, same. Going to get flashed on. Flashes away himself. There is the knock up into the root into Sion, doing Sion things.
That'll teach him the alcove game.
Never alco game.
To quantify some of the issues that Nongshim have had as a team, you know, like some of the calls from Lehens like this that have plagued them.
Yeah.
But I think one of the players that gets the most flack is Gio, because you can physically see some of the moments he's had. And,
Gio, speaking of which.
Yeah. It's frustrating if you're a Nongshim fan, because you're like, I know Gio was so good before, and I know he can still be good now. This is a desperate attempt from Calix.
He's got his E back. Arcane Shift, pretty good ability. As he's able to get that one going. BDD, once again, kind of a weird one, but it doesn't quite matter. As long as he's frontlining for the main carry of the team, I think they'll be fine with it.
All right, so there's 3 strong Palm candidates.
It
looks better with Peter. It seems like he's the stronger support.
Yeah. I think we would all agree at this point, based on what we've seen, as Lehens, not going to be able to do too much. Tried to throw in an ult at the very last moment, didn't matter. The wallets are just too heavy. And, getting legendary now is Duckdom. Still not dying after that first one. And, they're just pressing forward. And down will go to here as well, as they dive into multiple turrets and do not care.
Do I want to give it to Duckdom? Man, 10-1-7.
His Sivir is
kind of over 80 carries getting it every time, but in this meta, I guess you just do. You win the 2v2, you get fed, and then...
Especially because he played Ezreal and popped off, you know. Would like to see it make a return.
GG go Duckdom 100%.
GG or Duckdom,
yeah. It's not, no, not wrong. All right, one last try, Nongshim, one Hail Mary.
Yeah, one Hail Mary. They're trying to get in on a BDD, but this time the knockup is good, and the follow-up is gigantic from Perfect's Q. And they're just smacking them in the face with their wallets. It's not very pretty. It's only Gio who's alive, but he's died 7 times already. As Peter just emoting in his face. Doesn't seem to care that he's gone down, as he's just opening up another kill for his 80 carry. 12-1-10 is Duckdom, and KT will take